Hiram Campbell, part of America 250, lighting the way. Hiram Campbell was born the 18th of November, 1810, to a farming family in Fleming County, Kentucky, located just 15 miles from Maysville. Hiram Campbell would come in contact with slavery at a very young age. His family would later move to Maysville, Kentucky. A postcard representing Maysville from 1863 is pictured. Campbell would later admit, while living in Kentucky, he owned a slave. The man was enslaved to him for 4 years. But this early contact with slavery would alter Campbell's life forever. Slavery would bring many changes to the Campbell family. Specifically, their anti-slavery stance would cause many changes. For first, Hiram's father would move the whole family to Georgetown, Brown County, Ohio, to avoid slavery. Georgetown, of course, was a free city, pictured here in the 1800s. Here, Hiram worked on his father's farm and attend school. But Hiram's father wasn't the only member to take a stance. Hiram's grandfather, well established in Lexington, Kentucky, also moved to Brown County, Ohio. His new home would be near Ripley, and his move also was caused because of his dislike and distaste over the slavery movement. Hiram moved to Lawrence County, Ohio, after his first wife, Rachel's death in 1839. He became a clerk at Mount Vernon Furnace, pictured here. He would remain in that position for 12 years. While working at Mount Vernon, he became aware that many of his black employees were very active on the Underground Railroad. At this moment, he chose to help them as much as he could, in whatever capacity he could. His anti-slavery thoughts have now become action. In 1849, Hiram joined his cousin John Campbell to lay out a new city, the city of Ironton, located on the Ohio River across from Kentucky. It would be the perfect place for the Underground Railroad. Both Campbells and their friends would lay out the city in a way to assist runaway slaves on their path to freedom. Hiram would move to the new city in 1850 to a home located on the corner of 5th and Buckhorn. By that time, they had 3 children, Maria Elizabeth, John, and Joseph. Hiram would hide runaways on his property. He would also use his own wagons to take them to the furnaces, from furnace to furnace, on the Underground Railroad, on their path to freedom. By the time the 1860 census was taken, Hiram and Sarah welcomed 2 new children, James and Mary. Sarah's mother, Julia, and sister Maria had also joined the Campbell household. 2 servants were employed by Hiram and Sarah. They were named Mary Adams and Catherine Keyes. Hiram's occupation was listed as clerk. His real estate value was listed as $31,515. In 2026, his real estate would have been worth over $20 million. He wasn't just working as a clerk. He was working as a supervisor at the Ironton Foundry. He was a trustee of Woodland Cemetery and a director of the Old Iron Bank. He still maintained a membership in the Ohio Iron and Coal Company, which had helped lay out Ironton, and he joined the Iron Railroad Company, which was a railroad that connected the iron furnaces in Lawrence County to Ironton. When the 1870 census was taken, Hiram had a new occupation listed: iron manufacturer. We would call him Iron Master. His son Joseph was working as a clerk. His 2 children, Harry and Mary, were going to school. His sister-in-law, Maria Woodrow, was still living with the family on 5th Street. The family employed 4 servants: 2 domestic servants, Mary Dolan and Eliza Perrin, and 2 hostlers, Robert Galloway and Richard Warnick. A hostler was a groomsman or stableman. Just 3 years after the census was taken, Hiram Campbell retired from his directorships. His sons took control of the furnaces, and he planned to enjoy the rest of his life. In his retirement, Hiram was known to walk around the streets of Ironton. He loved to talk to the people that he met. According to his obituary, he seemed to love knowledge for the good of it. He often stopped at the Ironton Register and reminisced of his time there as a printer. When the 1880 census was taken, Hiram's occupation was still listed as a furnace man. His son-in-law, Vincent Caldwell, was living in the family with his daughter, Minnie. His sister-in-law, Maria Woodrow, still lived with her family. 3 servants, John Tolliver, Elizabeth Ketter, and Mary Singlefilter, was hired to help the family. In 1890, Hiram and Sarah would lose their daughter Minnie Campbell Caldwell. Her death would be devastating to her mother, Sarah. Most believe that Sarah's health began to decline the day she lost her daughter. In less than a year, on the 1st of January, 1892, Sarah E. Woodrow Campbell died at the age of 79. She was buried in Woodland Cemetery in Section 7. At the age of 85, Hiram Campbell would follow her. His remains were interred in Section 7 next to her in Woodland Cemetery on the 2nd of August, 1896. 4 of his children survived him.